¿Qué es eso?
Places we can't go, right? It looked like it has a chainsaw in its hand. Something is going on with this thing. They call it Centaur.
Family, let's roll it up. Let's sit back and let's react. Welcome back to Kingrum Reacts. Today, we're going to be checking out some creepy ass TikToks. Now, let's park up for the first clip. Let's get it.
Whatever this is, keep it away from me. Straight up, bro. Something is up with this thing. I don't know why they're making this. They saying that it's designed to go places we can't go, right? It looked like it has a chainsaw in its hand. Something is going on with this thing. They call it Centaur. Something is up, bro. And I don't know why they making things like this, yo. People are actually concerned. Look at this thing. What is this? People are saying that someone in California is making this thing and they need to just abort the mission. Not sure why it's looking in the mirror. Something is up with this robot thing and it's actually very creepy. And I'm trying to understand, why is everything looking like a goat? Everything looks like a goat. This thing looks very creepy. Keep it away from us, allegedly. This is what people are saying, but some people are going to get it. This is very concerning. For real. I don't think we need this at all, to be honest with you. But of course, guys, entertainment purposes only. This thing has a chainsaw. Maybe you could use it at a construction site. Shut up. Maybe you could use it to cut up some wood, right? I don't know what this thing is, the name that it's coming from. Something's up with this, guys. Let me know what you think about this. Would you get this or would you not get this? I'm not sure if it's for sale, but I'm good. Whatever this is.
Well, family, what y'all think about that? Like, I wouldn't want that shit coming near me. Hell no. And I be smoking too. Fuck that. Hell no. If I said I'm gonna have a heart attack, I don't care about all that shit. Let's get back into it. Let's get it.
Mira, allá abajo hay algo moviéndose.
Es un perro. El perro está ladrando.
¿Qué es eso?
¡Ay, se molestó! No.
Ay.
Vámonos.
This is a 100% true story that happened to a woman in Madison, Wisconsin. Now, there was this woman named Sherry who moved into this house with her 2 children in Madison, Wisconsin. Now, she said, at the time, she didn't believe in anything supernatural. She really thought that was a bunch of nonsense. But she said, right away when they moved in, she would notice, out of the corner of her eye, sometimes shadows moving across the walls. She would hear strange noises that she couldn't explain. But she said for the most part, it was just a normal house. One night, she's upstairs in her bedroom and she's folding laundry. She hears talking coming from her son's room. So she makes her way over to his room. The door's closed and she hears her son having a full-on conversation with someone. And she's like, who is he talking to, at 12:30 at night? So she opens the door, and when she looks in his room, he is not in his bed. So she starts yelling for him. She looks down and sees him next to the side of his bed, on his knees, crouched down with his head under the bed, talking to someone. And she's like, hey, who are you talking to? Like, who's under there? And her son's like, I can't tell you. And she said, what do you mean you can't tell me? Like, who's under the bed? And he's like, I can't say. He'll get mad. And she's like, what? Who's under there? So she runs over to the bed and she looks underneath there. It's empty. There's nothing under there. So she's like, you know what? Just get back in bed. Like, just stop, doing whatever you're doing. Several weeks pass, and like on a regular basis, she keeps finding her son talking to someone under the bed, except there's no one there. So after a few weeks of this happening, she thinks maybe something is wrong with her son. So she takes him to this child therapist. The therapist assesses him and says, he seems completely fine. It's probably just his imagination. So several months pass and he keeps on doing this. Well, one day she's sitting down in the living room with him and they're talking. when she notices he has some scratches and bruises like all over his body. And she's like, where did you get those scratches and bruises from? Like, what's going on? And he's like, I can't say, I can't tell you. And she's like, yes, you have to tell me, like, what is going on with you? And finally he breaks down and he starts crying and stuff. And he just starts freaking out. And then he runs up to his room. So the mom, you know, at this time is like, I don't know what to do. Like, what is going on with my son? Like, she's just panicking. Later that night, she's awoken to her son screaming in his bedroom. She runs as fast as she can. She goes in his room. She finds him halfway underneath the bed. He's grabbing onto the bed frame, and it looks like something is pulling him under the bed. So she immediately grabs him, pulls him out from under the bed. She looks under there. There's no one there. So she's like, you know what? This is weird. Like, you're sleeping with me tonight. You're going to be in bed with me tonight. So they go back to her bedroom. He lays down. He falls asleep. She's sitting in bed. She can't sleep. She's like freaked out about this whole situation. When all of a sudden she hears, shh, hey, come under the bed. And she's like, what? She looks over. Her son is sleeping. But then once again, she hears, hey, come here under the bed. I need to talk to you. And it's like a man's voice. And she's like, no, who are you? Like, go away. And the man's like, come on, get under the bed. I need to tell you something. And like, she's like, no, I'm not going under the bed. And she said this man, whoever he was, just started yelling obscenities and getting really angry. So she grabs her son. They get out of the house. And she said she left that night and never went back. And still to this day, that house sits there. And she said she's talked to the neighbors. And they said since she's moved, like several families have lived there and they move out immediately.
Human family, I would have been the same. Like everybody else. I would have moved the fuck out too. Fuck all that. Hell no. That ain't happening to my black ass. Shit. If you down with that shit, let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Cause hell no, I'm not moving in no shit like that. As soon as I see some signs, it's time to get the fuck out. Let's get back into it. Let's get it.
During their first attempt, they lowered a camera down the hole using fishing line attached to a makeshift rod. But at around 1,000 feet, they ran out of line and were unable to reach the bottom. This time, they came much better prepared. They brought several thousand feet of fishing line, attached a GoPro with lights, and slowly lowered it into the dark mine shaft. The camera gradually descended deeper and deeper underground. After a while, it was already hundreds of feet below the surface, revealing old tunnels branching off from the main shaft. According to the explorers, no one had seen these parts of the mine for more than 100 years, since dangerous shafts like this are usually sealed off. But the strangest moment came when the camera finally reached the bottom. At a depth of more than 1,000 feet, the camera captured water at the bottom of the shaft, and floating on the surface was a mysterious, dark object.
Okay, it just got significantly heavier. We might need to be really careful, guys. Hang on. Yeah, it definitely went underwater, I think.
When the camera touched the water, one of the lights began to slowly fill with water, and the camera gradually started sinking deeper toward the bottom.
Alright guys, so this is probably the 4th time I'm making this video because TikTok keeps on taking my stuff down. So stay tuned on what I'm about to show you. I'm gonna go into my safe here and show you a couple Mandela effects that I'm now gonna come out and show them to the world. So look at what I got here. Oh, hold on. So I got the Berenstain Bears, not Berenstain Bears, Berenstain. It's an actual book. I also have the Shazam VHS. And last but not least, it's paint, by the way. It's not what you guys are all talking shit before. Hold on, let me find the tag on these. If you You guys can see the cornucopia. See the cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom tag. So Fruit of the Loom denies ever having a cornucopia on their sweatpants. Yeah, so Fruit of the Loom denies ever having a cornucopia on their sweatpants. The Berenstain Bears are saying it's always been the Berenstain Bears. And there's also saying that the Shazam video never existed. I also have a old jar of Jiffy peanut butter that they're saying it's always been Jif, not Jiffy. I'm proving all the Mandela effects wrong, right? However you want to take it. I'm proving the Mandela theory. So, if you see this video, share it, like, follow, comment. Let me know how you were taught growing up. Because TikTok keeps taking my stuff down. It's not a conspiracy, guys. It's real life shit. So, just keep sharing this video. Share the video. Get it out there to as many people as you can. I had about 100,000 followers before my account was banned before. So, let's get the video out there and prove it to the world. Later.
Family, y'all see any Mandela effects? Like, I'd be catching on to certain shit, but not really. I be smoking way too much to be catching on to what the fuck should be going, what they be doing on certain labels and shit. If y'all did, let me know in the comments. Put it down. Says all that. Let's get back into it. Let's get it.
If you search the internet long enough, you are bound to see some pretty sick shit. This is a series where we talk about some of the most disturbing videos that you can find on the internet. Unfortunately, this is one of the most available yet tragic and disturbing videos all wrapped up in one, and that's the story of Ronnie McNutt. Viewer discretion is very advised, and this entire series is for educational purposes only. The story of Ronnie McNutt is insanely depressing, but what's even more depressing is that this video was one of the most viral of 2020. I'm pretty sure every single person, or close to everybody, has seen or knows about the Ronnie McNutt video. And a lot of people don't even know his story, so here it is. Ronnie Merle McNutt was a 33-year-old U.S. Army Reserve veteran. He served for a while in Iraq, and once he got home, he used live streaming as a form of therapy. Because unfortunately, most of his troubles didn't stay in Iraq, they came with him in a form of PTSD. And on August 31st of 2020, he started a Facebook live stream that involved him taking his own life for all of his viewers to see. And like I said before, this entire thing went mega viral. And the fact that the live stream was kept up for so long is also insane. One of his friends that was watching the live stream at the time was named Joshua Steen, who told Rolling Stone that he noticed right off the bat that something was very wrong with Ronnie. Also believe he was one of the ones to alert authorities about the live stream too. The live stream did eventually end after police arrived on the scene after Ronnie had taken his own life. Now, because of this incident, because Facebook did not initially take down the live stream like they should have, it sparked a major conversation with all the live streamers, the social media services, everything, involving censorship, what was okay and right to say on their own platforms. And from what I recall, things definitely changed after that incident. After Ronnie's passing, one of the very last things he posted was this: someone in your life needs to hear that they matter. And that is very true to this day.
We're family. Did y'all hear about that last clip? 'Cause I never did, but prayers for him and his family and all that. Like, that is sad. Like, I don't wish that upon nobody that ever been into the military. Salute everybody that serves their country and everything, but damn, that's some wild shit. And wow, Facebook should have took that shit down, but let's get back into it. Let's get it.
Two horrifying cases from America that shook everyone. This girl was alone at home, but the camera recorded something chilling. First case, a woman sat watching TV, completely relaxed, but outside her window, a shadow stood in darkness, watching her. The curtain moved, then shook violently. Suddenly, a loud crash. She ran through rooms and hallways, breathing heavily, looking back because someone was there. She reached the bathroom, slammed the door, and collapsed sobbing. She realized she was no longer safe in her own home. Second case, late at night, a man stood in complete darkness, unaware of what lurked behind him. From the shadows, a pale face with hollow eyes emerged, moving closer to his shoulder. He stared at the camera, completely oblivious. When the figure reached his head, he sensed it. He turned around. The video cut to black. Nobody knows what happened. He was never seen again. These aren't just stories. They're real. Ever felt something watching you? Comment below.
If you don't close your curtains in Appalachia, this just might happen to you. Some people call it folklore, some call it superstition, but a lot of folks in the mountains will tell you that you must close your curtains at night or something like this might be watching you. I'm sure you've heard all the other rules. Don't whistle in the forest, don't reply if something calls your name. But the person in this video broke the golden rule. And, you know, the question I get asked most is, what is the thing watching you outside the window? It's something evil. It's not anything of this world. And once you see it, you'll never unsee it. Check this out. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, family. What y'all gonna do in that situation? Because if I see something in the glass like that, just smelling that shit, just disappear. I don't know. I'm not going to sleep. That's one. Two, the next morning, I'm moving the fuck out of there. What y'all are gonna do? Put it down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Let's get back into it. Let's get it.
No, no.
Who's there?
Doctor
Doctor Who?
Goose Chase is here.
In 1977, an 11-year-old girl named Janet became the center of one of the most famous paranormal cases in British history. Because while living with her family in London, she began to show signs of possession, which would include levitation and objects being thrown. In addition, the voices she would make were seemingly unlike anything an 11-year-old would be able to do. The news would quickly spread, and that's when an investigator named Maurice Grosse would visit the two sisters and ask them questions. Here's part of that interview. Take a look.
How many voices are there?
600.
600 the voices.
I know the joke.
How many really are there, Margaret?
I think so far we've had 10
Three.
Sensible voices. But the rest of the names are absolute rubbish.
When did the voices start?
December the 12th.
December the 12th?
Yes.
And how did they start?
Well, one night Mr. Gross was talking about it about 8:30. He said, all we need now is the voices to talk. And that night I went to bed and can't remember exactly what happened. And
what's that knocking?
yeah, can hear it now. I was doing that yesterday morning and Peggy was on her own. So she come in to us because it wasn't her, she come in. We sat together and we heard it. And I counted down my knocks and there was 14 altogether. And it's doing it again now.
Now, Mr. Grosse would go on to ask her how she made those voices. Then she would simply say that they felt like they came from the back of her neck. And his belief is that what was happening was real.
To keep up this particular type of voice for any length of time without damage to the vocal cords is absolutely impossible. I mean, there must be some hoarseness attached to it. But don't forget, these children don't do this for a couple of minutes or so. They do it for lengths of periods up to 3 hours, and without any hoarseness or sore throats whatsoever.
Now, Janet is alive and well today, albeit still affected by what happened. And it should be noted that The Conjuring 2 was based off of her story. But in case you don't believe it, I'll leave you with one of Grosse's recordings. And keep in mind, this is an 11-year-old girl.
Bow, 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 the pump, check me down the street. Merrily, 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 love you concentrate. Now, man.
Yeah, family. That last clip got me fucked up, but let's get back into it.
Hey, do you think the Illuminati's real?
Why didn't Lamar Odom answer the question? Right? Why didn't he say anything? Right? Why did he brush him off and act like he didn't hear what he said? Right? You know why. You know why. Stop playing with me, son. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what the hell is going on over there, but you shouldn't be asking questions like that because it really doesn't matter. Shh, shut up! Lamar Odom is down with HW. He's under. He can't say anything. The other guy should have never asked him that. He knew he wasn't going to get an answer. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game. I got you. Know what time is it? Shh, shut up! But I tell you one thing. If anybody ever asks me a question like that, I'm going to say, what does that have to do with you and your life, bro? Worry about yourself.
Your family, Lamar Odom didn't say nothing because he knew way too much to say anything. Like, for what y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Let's get back into it. Let's get it.
Duendes. In Mexican folklore, duendes are gnome-like creatures that are sometimes mischievous, sometimes protective, and sometimes evil. The word duende is Spanish for goblin. Most creatures are described as small, like a child, but with an old man's face. Some can disappear at will, and some will camouflage into a full-sized old man. It is said if an old man asks you for food or a little money, it could be a duende. If you don't pay the ask, there will be chaos. Maybe your crops won't grow or your car will break down. Mostly they're causing mischief, but there can be danger. The duende seem to be attached to certain natural areas, but can be coaxed to leave with proper gifts and respect. Duendes do have a particular affinity for children though. Unlike other folklore stories that are often used to scare or frighten away children, duendes were seen as protectors. If a child was ever afraid or lost, children were encouraged to call out to duendes for guidance. Although they could be both mischievous and kind towards adults with the flip of a switch, it seems they were always kind towards children.
On June 16, 2016, a security guard in Utah picked up something on an old AM radio that would go on to be one of the creepiest pieces of audio in recent internet history. The guard's name was Cody Erickson, and at the time he had been working a swing shift at a bank management building somewhere in Utah. Inside the security office was an old AM/FM radio that belonged to his supervisor. And since Cody had already finished his tasks for the night and was just waiting for the next guard to come in, he started turning through the AM stations to pass the time. Most of what came through was exactly what you'd expect from an old radio late at night. But then, somewhere between a sports station on one side and an old music station on the other, Cody heard a woman crying. He tried adjusting the dial multiple times, hoping to pull the signal in more clearly. But each time he moved it, the broadcast either faded into static or got buried underneath one of the nearby stations. Still, what little came through was disturbing enough that he pulled out his phone and started recording. In the audio, the woman sounded like she was pleading with someone to leave her alone, and at one point, she mentioned 2 children.
Yo, family. I ain't heard nothing about them last clips, but if y'all did, let me know in the comments. But, letting y'all know this, that's all for today's video. Yo, family. If y'all liked the video, hit that like, subscribe. Also, let me know what y'all want to see next. I'm Kingrum, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.